Opening up an escape room is one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done. Talking today with the owner of the newest addition to Southern California's escape room circuit, I get to find out what makes the Hall of Shadows one of the most unique escape rooms in San Bernardino. As a part of the haunt industry, Ryan Carter shares with us the importance of building an escape room you are passionate about and how being flexible really helps shape the idea of your escape room into something amazing. So let's head to the Hall of Shadows on this episode of Find Your Escape.
Your team will be inside your designated chamber for up to 1 hour.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the show. My name is Amanda Contreras, and I'm here with Ryan, the owner of Hall of Shadows in San Bernardino County. How are you doing?
Hi, doing great.
Awesome. So I am so excited to film you and your location because you guys are not open yet.
No, we don't open it. We're shooting for a March 1st opening.
That is fantastic.
My name is Ryan Carter,
Okay.
and I was a visual effects artist for 16 years, doing everything from a few big budget projects, a lot of like sci-fi channel type of things, TV commercials, and loved it. But the segment of the industry that I was in took a downturn. My clients went out of business.
Sure.
A lot of my associates did. So I started looking for something different. And while visual effects had always, been how I made my money, every Halloween I always did a large Halloween project, whether it was a big yard haunt or a commercial haunt. And then when I started hearing more and more about escape rooms, which, are similar to haunted houses in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I went to my first escape room, fell in love with it. I don't think it was really that great of a room, but
Right.
at the time it was just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and I knew I wanted to do them. And so I basically took my love of Halloween and kind of migrated over to the escape room, which actually in a way works better for me, because for Halloween, even though I love scaring, I loved building worlds, building environments, creating an atmosphere. And that's a big part of escape rooms.
Right.
So
Yeah,
actually, the escape room is, again, we're not open yet.
Right.
So far, the construction project, it seems like it's been a really good fit for me.
That's awesome. And so you are planning on doing 2 rooms here so far?
Yes, 2 rooms, but we've definitely got room to expand. We're doing 2, get our feet wet, figure out all the things we haven't figured out yet.
Right.
Because we don't know what we don't know yet.
Exactly.
So figure
Right.
it out, we hit, and then once we're running smoothly, and assuming we're getting a decent turnout, we've got a lot of room to expand in this building to 3, maybe even 4 rooms.
That's awesome. So your first room is what? Tell me what that's
First
about.
room is called Numbers, and it's pure self-indulgence for me. It's
Okay.
made for techie nerds like myself. It is, our entire escape room has kind of a universal theme. Basically, all of our rooms are going to be set in a secret bunker from a secret organization, kind of an Illuminati-style group.
Okay.
And you're brought down in, and then each chamber in this secret base is a differently themed room. The first one would be Numbers, which is supposed to be like an 80s era communications center.
Okay.
That you have to receive what's called a number station, which are actually real things that have been picked up all over the world. They're just voice messages where you hear these numbers spoken. And we all know they're codes that countries
Sure.
and spies are using to communicate. Well, you have to go into this room, figure out how to receive the code, and then once you get it, you have to translate and carry out whatever the instruction is.
That's awesome. And how many people should be fitting in that room?
All of our rooms will take 8 people at a time.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're actually running our rooms simultaneously, so we can actually handle, even though there's no interaction between the 2,
Sure.
we can take 16 people at a time.
Excellent.
For, large groups, parties, corporate events, etc.
Perfect. And then your second room is called
Second
what?
room is called Shadow Menagerie, and that's going
Okay.
a little bit more into the haunted house era.
Right.
That is it's where this group has stored a bunch of artifacts that, well, they're cursed basically, but this group, that they don't know what's wrong with them. They just know that these things are dangerous. They want them isolated. They want them away from people.
Sure.
And these things have become restless. Things are starting to happen in that room, and so the group is sent in there to try and figure out why these things are getting active and calm them down before they get unleashed.
That's awesome. And then how did you come up with your themes? What makes you so perfect for these types of rooms?
Well, the Shadow Menagerie, it's related to haunted houses. I mean,
Okay.
loosely, but
Sure.
it does involve cursed objects. So that one was kind of obvious. And then as far as the numbers, that one it's all tech stuff. I was a film TV major in the 80s and 90s. I loved electronics. I love movies like War Games.
Sure.
So just going everything I love putting in that room. Just kind of the room is again just me being selfish and putting in everything that I love. Laser beams and old communications equipment and old 80s style reel or 70s style really reel to reel tape decks. I love all that stuff. So I just said, you know what, this room is just going to be me.
Yeah.
And hopefully there'll be a few other people that like it too.
Have you guys come across any, what's the word I want to use? Fun things happening to you in your build? I mean, have you come across any problems? Do you have any advice for people that are starting from scratch or wanting to go to an old building that
Well, I would
definitely...
say, I came across this building, and it was an office building. I thought they probably, not right for haunted house,
Yeah.
but might be right for the escape room, but office buildings don't really like them. You know what, I'm going to call them and just ask, is there, because they have it's a big office building with a lobby, find out how late their lobby's open.
Sure.
And they replied back with, well, our lobby closes at 5 o'clock, but we may extend that because we're opening a nightclub, and we're also trying to put in an escape room. And I replied back, I said, oh, you already have one? He goes, no, we're looking for one. So it was just one of those, kind of things go together. So I talked to the owner, who's now my business partner.
Excellent.
And we readjusted our theme, because originally I was going to do something a little more modern, a little more. There's a lot of tech in my room, obviously, but a little more high tech. When we got this old building, we decided to go retro and say, no, this installation's been here for 100 years. It's been sealed off for the last 20 or 30. We're reactivating it. So because the building's going through renovation, we're taking everything that's in the building and making it work towards our theme.
That's excellent.
So our theming actually begins at the front door. When you walk in the front door, the theme begins there. And even though the rooms have different individual themes, they have kind of a global theme that ties them all together. So you're not going from, the jungle to the alien spaceship to the castle dungeon.
Yeah.
Even though the theming and the gameplay within the games is very different.
So do you have any advice for people who are either trying to build or is their first time building? Anything that they should do beforehand?
I would say, obviously you gotta go in with a plan.
Yeah.
But I'd say always keep your plan flexible.
Okay.
Because just logistically, you're gonna have issues with coding and fire and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But also, when you're out shopping for props, you're looking for one thing, you're gonna come across some prop that you never knew existed.
Yeah.
And that prop is so incredible, like, oh my God, we have to have that. It's a perfect fit. It doesn't fit our games. Other times, like I bought a lot of old vintage furniture, and you'll get something like, oh my God, it's got a drawer down here. This drawer is so cool. We have to use this. So, have a plan, but you have to have the plan only so you gotta have a plan so you can change it.
Be flexible. Yeah,
exactly.
That's perfect. What are your hours going to be?
Hours are going to be, our first tour will run at noon. Our last tour will run at 10 p.m.
Okay.
We're currently we're gonna start with those hours and run 7 days a week.
Yeah.
We may scale it back. We're trying to be very customer friendly at the beginning because, again, out in the Inland Empire, we want to gauge what the demand is.
Yeah.
We may find out that Tuesday nights are dead. We may, but for our first few months, we're gonna be noon to 10 p.m. for our tour starts. 7 days a week.
That's perfect. That's awesome. Do you have any escape rooms that you want to recommend people play?
I would say one, and I'm friends with the owner, so I'm biased, but
absolutely.
Unity Escape Room over at Redlands, which I know you've been to.
Yes, I love them.
Great guys, great rooms. I highly recommend them.
Guys, I think that was it. Thank you so much for being on the show, Ryan. This was a pleasure. I love touring your rooms. We'll show a little bit of that if we can in the video. But guys, if you guys want to book, pre-booking starts February 1st.
February 1st, fingers crossed.
1st. Awesome. So February 1st, get on your phones, get on your computers to what website?
www.hallofshadows.com.
Wonderful. And if they want to call you, phone number?
Phone number I will have for you tomorrow.
Awesome. Phone number will be linked right here. That's where the phone number is going to be. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode. We will see you guys next Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. Bye.